Hello, folks. It is me. I'm Big and I'm back, and this is Let's Play. No, it's not really a Let's Play Marvel's Avengers Alliance. Since we're waiting along to get ourselves maybe a new Spec Ops or a new tournament fight, but nothing's gonna really happen. I'm also waiting for myself to level up Valkyrie at the moment. What I'm gonna do is I am actually going to make a little bit of a showcase as to what makes a good PvP team, because people have been requesting me and say, Biggie, which heroes do I use for PvP to make my team good? And that's a valid question, because which PvP does make our PvP, which heroes does make a PvP team good? The problem is that's not the only thing, because if it only depends on heroes, then that's not the point of playing through PvP, is it? It's the point is getting not only which heroes, but which heroes, items, and what do they do. Yeah. Okay, but just to make it kind of short and sweet, I've got a little abbreviation, which is IRS. It's items, roles, and synergy, right? So I'm gonna go start off with the roles, because it's the easiest thing to explain. You need heroes with 3 roles, and your team needs each hero needs a different role to take it on different tasks. One hero you need, of course, is you need a tank. And if you go and have a look at the set of heroes, what a tank does is absorb some damage. Good tanks are, of course, right now Colossus. Now with his P5 uniform, he has Steel Curtain. All he ever needs to do is use Steel Curtain, buffing himself over and over. Right now he's immune to burning, bleeding, and chilled. And also, if you have his Phoenix 5 uniform, he has Guardian Force, which restores health and stamina and reduces damage taken allies, which is very good. What a tank should do. The other good one is Captain America. You could have him with his Avengers Alliance uniform if you have it. But also have him in Tactician uniform with World War II Captain America with defensive stance. He also has Shield Guard starting with Shield Guard. So if you have Captain America, Colossus, these guys are top tier as far as tanks are concerned. Looking at other characters, you don't. What other good tanks are there? Spidey with his Future Foundation uniform. Is very good, but he's more of an evasive tank, so you need to basically do what I do with Spidey, is add using Deft ISO Shard to puff up his health and evasion, and he'll be fine. He'll be doing. The only problem is he will be taking lots of turns but not be able to do a lot of damage. But that's not the point of a tank. The point of a tank is to take lots of turns, and he's also better in player versus enemy PVE because, well, frankly put, it means that he's like what does it mean? It means that he can also use his extra turns for items, which he can't use in PvE. Thing is a tank. He's not a very good one. Of course, our newest addition to the team, Hercules, is also a very interesting tank. Notice though, and also Valkyrie is considered an off tank. You know, Escort of Souls, gain a health allies KO'd or saved by Death Watch. So, you know, and she protects allies with low health. Okay, so we have Valkyrie here. We have Hercules, very interesting. I'm not sure how well Valkyrie will do in a defensive tanking role, but that will have to be seen. But actually, my opinion on your best tank is your agent, because your agent could, with the right items, could have the protect effect. Like for example, the Knight, or if you're looking for the newer Spec Ops item, it would be the Hoarfrost Mace. Very good protection item. Also grants fortitude to get you resistant from knockouts. But your agent also, you could use things like Sinister Scepter to grant him astral form to do some tanking. But yeah, those are the tanks. It's the first item. The next one is the more powerful offensive characters. And what I mean by offensive characters is characters that can actually deal quite a lot of damage. Notice here I've got Black Cat with full Mercurial, stacks of Mercurial. Do I have any more Mercurial? Yes, we have one more. Yep. Black Cat is one very good offensive character. Now that Bleed is one of the best status effects, and Nerve Chop just basically one hits KOs characters if you have the enough stacks of bleed. You have also, what's the other good one? Hulk with his either Avengers uniform or a more popular World War Hulk uniform, for a more more powerful offensive-based team. It's actually pretty good as well. Johnny Storm, interesting, especially the Human Torch, interesting with his Human Torch uniform. His Nova Blast, yeah. There's a combo with him using Nova Blast, but that'll have to wait until a bit. Train. Okay. What other good offensive characters are there? I want to say Storm is a very good offensive character, very very powerful character, especially with her element, like her classic uniform. Thor, he's become very popular, especially with the modern armor Thor. It comes with a Might of Mjolnir already stacked, so you could just start off the game and have him just use Summon Thunder, and that'll be the end of that. Everybody dies. Everybody in the every opponent dies, that is. Also, if you have Thor and you have what's her name, Emma Frost, and have her unlock potential on Thor before blasting everybody to bits, that also works. Of course, we don't have to need to mention Mockingbird. Yep, she is very, very powerful. Always been like my favorite characters for offensive purposes, but she's been kind of toned down a bit, so I'm really disappointed about that. What other good characters for offensive? Actually, I'm testing out how good Black Panther is in an offensive role, because he's actually quite good with if you face a blaster, you add to Metal Claw them, Panther Stand right into Wakandan arts. You have double attacks with very, very devastating attacks, especially if opponent has bleed, and you have also a chance to cause bleed. Vibranium Daggers is the one that actually removes buffs, but the not so good since we don't face mechanical targets in play versus enemy. You have Gambit, pretty interesting choice as well, but he's not too good at player versus enemy. And he also has, of course, Ghost Rider, one of our favorites. Ghost Rider and Magic. These guys are very, very powerful in the offensive role with Soul Sword, especially Phoenix. Phoenix 5 Magic. She's the only Magic, but she has Ethereal Strike that jumps into this goes through avoidance and incorporeal effects. So especially if your opponent uses Sinister Scepter, you could just jump in and guaranteed hit. Lots of things with guaranteed hit and stealthy. So a very, very interesting, very useful, actually, very useful character to use, so to speak. But that point aside, your agent is also very interesting for offensive choices. But back then I used to have the Phoenix Flare, with stealthy and is a starts cooldown. This thing used to be the thing that does so much damage, but that point has passed. Right now it's more of a Fault Eater, that psychic attack. This Phoenix Pinion, that sword. It goes well together. Even and also all the newer items that you could actually purchase. I did not purchase any. Right, and of course, the last most important role that people keep forgetting to add to their team, because it's not just an offense and defense game, is that it is the role of the support character. Support characters have various different roles. They usually do use things to set up for to add more damage to the team, or you could use them for the healing purposes. I'd consider one of the better support. Well, I think the typical characters that typify this is Emma Frost. She has Psychic Tap that deals more damage with a psychic attack. She has War Diamond. She has that stuns targets. She has Unlock Potential with boost damage of one ally. And just switching between these three is enough to have characters like but Unlock Potential removes all debuffs. So that's really the useful thing for you. Mental trauma, not so much. But if you don't run out of attacks, you could do mental trauma. Is fine. But really, she is one of the more useful characters. She's very, very unblockable. Unblockable, meaning that most enemies don't know how to deal against her. Another good one, of course, is Scarlet Witch. She has a Chaos Shield that has a chance to heal characters. A Probability Field, which has a chance to create random buffs and debuffs on enemies. Those are very good choices for support characters. Interesting one, of course, is Quicksilver. Honorable mention because he has he really does deal quite a fair bit of damage against enemies once he has the especially if they have infiltrators. You just go brop 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 brop. You know, blinding punches that combo to tag team blinding punches. You know, yeah, one of my weaker points of my team, and also he goes first every time, so very useful in starting off battle. Very surefire way of dealing damage. What's the other good support characters? You have also Doctor Strange with his, especially with his modern uniform. He can do a lot of damage with his Vapors of Balthor, causing Bane always, and bolts of Balthor right into a blaster. It's just really powerful. He's a very good support character. What do we have here for other support characters? Well, there's not much else really. I'm just looking. Yeah, Invisible Woman's also an interesting tank, especially if you know how to use Force Cage. But really, it's more of a PvP staller. If you're up ahead, using Invisible Woman may have you like really up ahead and stall down games until your opponent gets frustrated because stop using Force Cage, damn you, kind of thing. You also have, what other good support characters? I think that's pretty much it for support characters. And as you can see, I still have a few heroes yet to be unlocked. Deadpool is pretty interesting if you want to use him in PvP because he does have healing factor. He takes a while to set up, but I haven't tried him out yet. Tigra she's also going to be really interesting and really powerful in this PvP, depending on if she gets to level 9 or not. We'll see about Psylocke, but also Beast is the other good support character. He is to generalizes foes and stops opponent from counter-attacking, you know, but he's generally quite weak, you know. He doesn't have a lot of health, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. You need, usually I go for a balanced team. As you can see here, I've got my agent as a tank. I've got Doctor Strange as a character that does damage and heals. And I've also got magic. And why these guys work so well together is that the third part, most important part, thing called synergy. Synergy is whether the two champions and the items you equip work well together. Well, does it? Well, as you can see here, since Biggie does a very good tanking role, especially with Sinister Scepter, what we see, of course, is these two, of course, Doctor Strange has a chance to causes Bane on enemies and causes Dark Void on enemies. Magic causes Bane, fire and flame and soulfire on enemies with her second ability, and also she does more damage with her sword once there's Bane stacking on enemies. So you could see that there's a potential for a lot of damage here. So you could have Doctor Strange here to go offensively, and then you could have Magic just go boom bam bam bitty boom boom if you so wish. But the problem with this, of course, is Doctor Strange is not a true support character, meaning that he cannot deal with debuffs. So unless you could have an item for a hero to deal with debuffs, this team will suffer. It will be able to do a lot of damage, but it will suffer from whenever we fight a team with debuffs. So let's demonstrate that, shall we? Let's go into a PvP battle. It's going to take me a while to load up, screen. But yeah, that's the three things you need: roles, items, and synergy. Yeah, or IRS: items, roles, and synergy. You need a well-balanced team. We need one tank, one offensive character, and one support character to heal your team. And if you're wondering which kind of character is which, well, you just watch a whole tutorial about it. Right. So as you can see here, we have the agent being silly with his curative reach and some inspiring leadership. We have a team of mostly the last bit will probably be whatchamacallit, which teams will do well in an offensive role, which team will do well in a defensive role. Well, of course the scrapper, infiltrator, a tactician thing. Let's see if yep, she goes through. Ethereal strike does not trigger counterattack type things, so it's very interesting to have her go through straight through like that. Right, and what Agent Biggie excels in, of course, is since he's an infiltrator, usually he has trouble. Most infiltrator will have trouble dealing with scrappers because they deal a lot of damage. But with Astral Form, I don't even need to worry about scrappers. Well, except for maybe Magic or Ghost Rider, which are the two main scrappers. And here we stack Dark Void and Organic and Bane on all characters. And Biggie here, oh, look at that, Fiery Retribution. And over here, Doctor Strange, he could actually cause Terracing Boost, but the problem with him using the Terracing Boost right now is that, or Terracing, both about that right now, because that Cappy here, well, is he... no, he's not. He's not defending character, the allies at all. So let's target the agent. You know, with more bonus damage, and he has Fiery Retribution. He's going to flame on to his back. And also, look at this. Dark Void dealing lots of damage. And even though we have Lock On, what's going to happen? And Avengers Alliance and Cooperative Defense. We have our agent counter-attacking with combat reflexes, which is going to be devastating. Look at that. Look at that Dark Void showing up. And that's a problem with unlock potential, but that is fine. Oh, and he died. Right, so let's slash onto, well, more of this stealthiness. Let's just use... Soul Sword. That missed. And of course, in my turn, I use Quantum Jumper, so I stay in stealth mode, right? And over here, simply that's one thing people don't like about Captain America in his in this uniform, is because Captain America in this uniform usually has a Captain America in this uniform does not start off with a shield stance, and he doesn't do it. He doesn't use shield, even though that's what he's for. And aha, see, this is smart. This is why Emma Frost is one of the more popular characters. I'll just sit and rest to remove mental scarring, and that's one of the things that doesn't usually happen. Well, I'm gonna keep attacking Emma Frost now, because she's about to die. Combat reflexes and all. And here we go. Remove any stacks of organic recovery on her, if possible. I should have used the... Oh, here comes Cosmic Power. And yeah, that's the problem. That's the blessing and the curse with Emma Frost. Okay, I'm just gonna jump on her head now, using the Stepping Disc, which guarantees crit. Guarantees a hit. And yeah, that's my team. Using Biggie to tank, and using my two other agents for physical attack damage. Right. One thing I do like now about PvP is you could view your opponent's profile and which setup did he use. He's gold at the moment, but the problem right now is, well, he has magnetic field generator, which is good. He has Coulson's Revenge upgraded, which is really, really good. He has Dark Sigil, which is pretty good. And he has Curative Reach, which is meh. Yeah, in PvP. It's alright, but always there's a chance that the AI in PvP would just use Curative Reach instead of something more important. I would substitute Curative Reach for something else in this case. And of course, the hero choice of his, the problem with it is you've made your main hero into a support role, but you're using Emma Frost as well as Captain America. You don't have any offensive capabilities. So you can see now why this team did not do so well. See, he has a tactician, low level. At least he has a Emma Frost at full level. So does he have Cappy at full level? Yes, he has. Right. So these two are very good heroes, but you have not set up your main character to deal more damage. So my suggestion would be substitute this Curative Reach. You don't need it. You use it for something more offensive. Golden Tyrant Blade is a good one if you don't know which one to pick, but otherwise your team will be in a bit of trouble. You won't do very well in PvP. Right. Okay, folks, that's the PvP focus for this episode. I hope you guys have a nice holiday. I won't be playing Marvel Avengers Alliance for a long while. Well, not until we have something more interesting to show you. But that's my gist of what to do for PvP. IRS. Check your items. Check your roles. Know your roles. Shut your mouth. Nobody under the age of 20 is gonna get that reference. And also the synergy of your team. If you want to check out which heroes have more synergy, well, you figure that out by yourself, or basically you could start off with which is your favorite hero, what are the items that have a lot of synergy with each other, and start off from there. Alright folks, it's been wonderful to see you guys again. I probably won't upload any new Marvel things until the after the new year, so it'll be a long while before we see each other again, like I said. It's me, I'm Biggie, and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Bye for now, and Happy New Year, and Merry Christmas.